Thank you and welcome back to this final segment of the show for today. The topic is the African American press. The guest is Mr. Sam Latham, and we're talking about the newspaper that he has, the Urban Journal. And of course, Mr. Latham, let me continue the conversations that we've interrupted on two different occasions, but the information flow. But let's pick up at where we were talking about advertising.
Well, Dr. Heaney, you know, we were talking about the potentials and the oversight or the undervalue that's placed on this market, which really is not good for business in general. But there are certain attitudes that prevail that prevent, I think, an objective look at the community. So we were talking about earlier 153,000 people, $2.2 billion of spending power. That's documented, okay? So when we look at it like that, then if the average retailer will spend 2% of their gross income to cultivate their market, which is typical. Some industries it goes higher. For instance, cosmetics and some of the other industries, they spend a little more money on marketing because they have a low product production cost. So marketing becomes magic. So let's look at that 2% figure. Then that means that if things were as they should be, then there would be a $44 million a year market advertising to cultivate African American spenders just in the Nashville area.
$44 million.
Yes.
That's,
So that means that all of the media, you look at all the media that address the African American community, there's tremendous opportunity, and so there's not a lack of market. So we could grow just exponentially without interfering with each other. So what I do in terms of our gross income won't affect any of the other media. There's enough for everybody. So most of it is just lying there dormant at this point. So it takes a different approach to advertising. I think we were talking before the show about one of the other mediums having trouble getting advertisers. You have to be a little more sophisticated now. And you have to show them, when I'm speaking of them, the marketers, advertisers, just how spending money in black media will pay off for them. And that has to be done with research, with figures. For instance, if I'm going to see an automobile dealer, I'm going to go armed with the knowledge that African Americans spend over $200 million a year on new cars. Then I'm going to find out the price points of that particular auto dealership. If it's a Mercedes dealership, which we've just closed a contract with, then he's interested in those homes that earn $75,000 a year and more. We have those. Nashville is fortunate. The per capita income in Nashville for African Americans is second only to Atlanta in the South. Okay, so it's a good qualitative market. On the other hand, in Memphis, Memphis is more qualitative. The per capita income is much less, about $1,800 a person less than what exists in Nashville. And I think that's because of the educational institutions, of the plethora of blue-collar jobs that are good, Saturns, the DuPonts, the Nissans in the marketplace. These are people who can earn $60,000 a year with a high school education, so that's good. On the other hand, if I'm going to see a grocery store, even though there are almost 14,000 single head of household women in our community, they still spend $4,700 a year on groceries, even if it's food stamps. So that's valuable to them.